YouTube, what's going on? Hope you're having a great day. Thank you for stopping by and welcome back to Courtside Perspective, and I'm bringing you a brand new video today. And a couple hours ago, Lauri Markkanen was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers in a sign-and trade. So the details of this deal are the Bulls get Derrick Jones Jr., the Portland Trailblazers protected first-round pick, and a Denver protected 2023 second-rounder. The Cavs get Lauri Markkanen, the Blazers get Larry Nance Jr. When it comes to the draft picks, it says that the Blazers' first-round pick is 2022's pick, so this upcoming draft is protected 1 through 14, so it's a lot of protected through 2028. And if they don't get it by then it becomes a second-round pick, if not previously conveyed to Chicago. So, at some point, they're going to get it. Probably this season if they make the playoffs, but other than that, we'll see. Here's this other thing I have here from a Bulls account that says, so this is the Bulls offseason right now. So basically the Bulls have traded away Lauri Markkanen, Thad Young, Tomas Satoransky, Garrett Temple, Al-Farouq Aminu, Daniel Tice, their 2025 protected first round pick, and 3 seconds in total to get Lonzo, DeMar, Derrick Jones Jr., the Blazers 22 protected first, a 2023 second, and a $5 million trade exception. So it looks like a W of an offseason for the Chicago Bulls. And I have a video going out tomorrow where you'll see my opinion on their entire offseason. But yeah, it's pretty crazy when it comes to luxury tax. Bobby Marks says that Cleveland will be $4.7 million under the luxury tax with 14 players under contract, and the Blazers will be $1.3 million over with 13 under contract, and they'll likely jump to $3 million over once a 14th player is signed, because it's assumed to be a veteran minimum, whoever they get. So for this move, for the Bulls, I mean, what's there not to like, really? I mean, you got Derrick Jones Jr., 2 picks out of it, a first and a second, and you got a guy that you didn't even have in your future plans at all. I mean, you went and got DeMar this offseason. Patrick Williams is going to be another wing. You don't really need him. You really don't need Lauri Markkanen going forward. And he wanted money that you were not wanting to give him, and you got players out of it, so what can you complain about? And for the Cavs, it's kind of interesting to me because, so the deal is 4 years and $67 million in a 3-team sign-and trade, but it interests me because you just give Jared Allen $100 million, what was it, 5 years, 100? You drafted Evan Mobley at number 3, so that's a center and 2 centers really, but Mobley was probably going to be your power forward, but then you just went and gave Markkanen $67 million. So what is your future looking like right now? You're paying $67 million for Markkanen to come off the bench? Are you assuming Mobley's going to be a bench piece for the first year, and then you see what happens going forward? Move him in the starting lineup at year 2? I don't think that's a smart way to do it, but at the same time, are you really paying Markkanen $67 million to come off your bench? I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not entirely sure what your plan is. Markkanen this past season averaged 13.6 points and 5.3 rebounds. But is this really what you're looking for? I mean, you got Larry Nance's contract off the books. Can't really complain about that. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I heard it's last year of his deal. I could be wrong about that. I might be 100% wrong about that, but I'm not 100% sure. But where are the Cavs going now, going forward? Sexton, he's doing his thing. You got Darius Garland, so you got your Sexton backcourt. But your bigs, man, I just don't understand it from that standpoint. Especially because the Cavs weren't exactly a team that we heard linked to Markkanen earlier in free agency. We heard, the Hornets or the Mavs or something like that, which would fit the Mavs, I guess, kind of perfectly. I don't know. But where do the Cavs come into this and why? Like I said, it just doesn't make entirely sense for me from that standpoint, as you brought in another big man. You really exactly can't play the 3, so you can't make that work. Neither can Mobley. Mobley's 7 foot. Jared Allen's 7 foot. I'm not exactly sure how tall Markkanen is. He is 7 foot. Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make much sense to me. I thought he was like 6'10", but I don't understand where you're going with this going forward. The Cavs seem to be kind of a different place now, because we've heard rumors that Sexton might be on the move at some point. I mean, I'm not sure how true that is. Personally, I like Sexton. I like him in Cleveland, but we've heard that the Cavs have listened to offers for him in the past, and we'll see how that goes in the next couple of years. You're committed to Darius Garland, I guess, as your point guard going forward. And obviously, you just gave Jared Allen all this money, so you're committed to him to be your, your franchise center, and you went and got Mobley at 3. I understand the whole goal is to take best player available, but Mobley's ceiling is way higher than Markkanen's, and not only that, Markkanen hasn't really showed us too much throughout his young career, throughout what I guess it would be 4 years, to say that he's worth $67 million and should start over a number 3 draft pick. I mean, for the Portland standpoint, moving on to them, I'm not entirely sure what they're doing, because you gave up Derrick Jones Jr., who obviously was on an expiring, but it was a good wing defender for you. But you also gave up a pick. You gave up your lottery predicted pick this year. So yeah, I mean, you're assuming you're trying to make the playoffs. I don't even want to talk about the Blazers offseason right now, because Blazers are in such a confusing place for me right now. They're in that limbo mode where, are you okay with being the 7th and 8th seed every year and, wasting Dame's prime just to not make it, past that, first or second round mark? Yeah, you made it to the conference finals in 2019, but then you got swept. So is that the victory you're going for? But for them, I don't understand why you do this. I mean, you give up, like I said, your lottery picked picks, which if you make the playoffs, you're not getting it. So what are you going to get? Like, for the Bulls, you get, 17, 18, maybe something around that range, 16, 17, 18, maybe even 15. So what's the goal here is what I'm confused about for the Blazers on that standpoint. I mean, yeah, you got Larry Nance, who's another good, wing defender. He can also play small ball 5, but it just doesn't make entirely a lot of sense for me from that standpoint. For the Bulls, I've already mentioned that I think it makes perfect sense for them. He doesn't fit in your future plans, and you got a decent amount out of it. Couldn't go wrong. As long as you got, I mentioned this in my videos going up tomorrow, that you were going to probably either let him walk or go for a sign trade, and the sign trade was probably more likely, because why let him walk for free when you can definitely get something out of it, especially for a Bulls team that based on this offseason, it looks like they're clearly trying to win, now or in the near future. But like I said, for the Cavs, I just don't get it, man. For the Cavs or the Blazers, because they're kind of stuck in this limbo mode of, where a bottom tier playoff team, we're not going to get over the hump. And for the Cavs, like I said, you just gave Jared Allen $100 million and just drafted Evan Mobley at 3. Like, what do you need Lauri Markkanen in this whole picture? It just doesn't make much sense. But at the end of the day, for the Bulls, massive W. For the Cavs, it depends on how they're going to use him. And for the Blazers, I'm not exactly sure why they do this. But let me know in the comment section what you think on this deal. Smash that like button if you did enjoy. Hit that subscribe button to see more content from me. As like I said, a video is going up tomorrow. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy yourselves. Peace.